Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. So today I wanted to bring you guys a classic that just got buffed a little bit, right? So this is going to be a classic Nasus Thresh deck. So if you forgot to read the last patch, Nasus got buffed back again, where now his level 1 has fearsome again. So that means that when you actually summon him with Thresh, right? Because Thresh is going to special summon him from the deck, the Nasus having fearsome allows him to actually push a lot of damage, because Thresh can usually pull away the fearsome blocker so that Nasus can just hit a bunch of damage and knock the chump block every single time. And the damage that you do with Nasus on that first attack can matter a lot, because it can set up for your big Atrocity. So if you were not familiar with this deck, if you were not around when this deck was very popular, the whole idea is that you're just putting so much damage early on with all your fearsome unit and all the value that you get from units that can self-sacrifice. And then you're able to finish with like either the Nasus just attacking, or a Nasus plus Atrocity combo, because the Nasus, when he levels up, is able to get spell shield, which means that he's going to be protected against things like Hush or other removal spells that can stop your Atrocity. So again, in terms of the value that we play in this deck, we play Baccarat Reapers because it's such a good card. You end up doing a lot of slays in this deck, obviously, because you're also working towards the Nasus level up. So the Baccarat Reaper can become really big, and it's a unit that the opponent has to deal with. It is a little bit weaker now because there's a lot more fearsome blockers than there was in the past, but it is what it is. Then we play stuff like Triple Butcher to combine with the Winds and the Wave, or the Curse Keeper, or the Prey from the Fading Icon. The Winds of the Wave itself, I like it because you can have the flexibility of either summoning a unit that you can sacrifice, or using this as the unit that triggers your Curse Keeper. Again, Fading Icon is there. Glimpse Beyond counts as a slave for your Nasus, as well as gives you a lot of draw. Bilefeast to protect against some aggro decks. Black Spear, same way, to be able to remove, like, let's say, like an opponent's Ezreal, an opponent's Ziggs, etc. Battle Caretaker can be really good because it can be a really big swing, because a lot of times you can have a lot of these units, like with Curse Keeper, you can have like Escape Abomination. By doing the Caretaker, let's say you do Curse Keeper on turn 2 and then Caretaker on turn 3, you have a 4/2, a 1/1, and two other 2/1s that have Challenger that can allow you to pull the opponent's blockers away and be able to get slate triggers. 2 Quicksand, because Quicksand is just broken. 2 Battle Negation to protect the Nasus and the Thresh. 2 Spirit Leash, because they kind of slays, as well as being able to give you a draw. It's really necessary that you have enough draw in this deck, because it is important for you to draw into your Nasus, Atrocity, or Thresh to really be able to get to your win condition. Obviously, our champions are very key here. Thresh can be really good because you have a lot of self-sacrifice in this deck, right? And the Bloody Caretaker alone can get your Thresh to 3 out of 6. So it can be really easy to level up Thresh if the opponent doesn't have a really great way to remove him. And if the opponent spends like a big vengeance on Thresh, then that's one less vengeance that they're going to have from Nasus later on. We play 1 vengeance just to kind of get out a jail card, and then 2 Atrocity to finish up the game. So that's kind of how the deck works out. It's kind of like a mid-range deck that just tries to finish up with like a big Nasus. With a big Nasus Atrocity play. It's really a classic, and myself, I've never been a big fan of this deck, but I think it has a place in the meta again now that Nasus is back to having fearsome on the level 1. So it can not get chump block as easily as it was getting before. But anyways, hope you enjoy the games coming up soon, and remember, as always, to stick to the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Mono Shurima. Wow. That was such a weird sneeze. I love the fearsome. I love the fearsome because a lot of these decks don't have a lot of great way to deal with fearsome. I think I want to see if I can get a more early curve. This is the opposite of early curve, right? This is the opposite of an early curve that I was looking for. Oh man, this is awkward now. This is very, very awkward now. I still think it's worth it to keep the Baccarat Reaper alive. I don't think the damage is gonna matter that much to us. I think we just try to do the fearsome damage. Opponent can have the Rock Hopper here. No, okay, no Rock Hopper. That's pretty good. I need some of my other units. Wow. How lucky. How? Wow. Wow. What are the chances of this happening? Are you serious? Are you serious? I guess all I can do is just pass and just hope that Thresh gets me there. I'm gonna take this damage. I mean, I have to. So I have to take that damage no matter what. I have to take that damage. The opponent doesn't have any burn, and I don't mind not clearing their board. It's just so awkward that we literally are not getting anything. We have so many others. We have so many other low-cost units that we could have gotten. Okay, you're gonna help us out. Be my guest, opponent. The problem is that if we attack with Thresh, we're also vulnerable to. If we attack with Thresh, we're very vulnerable to Rattle Negation, right? So I need to be slightly careful with that. I need to be slightly careful with that because of the Rattle Negation, right? Sorry, the Rattle Arcane. So I need to be careful about the Rattle Arcane. I also hate the fact that we're giving the opponent a lot of board space here, which tends to be really bad, right? Giving Shurima board space means that it allows them to play their units over and over again. The reason that I left the Rockhopper alive, by the way, is because I'm trying to see if I can get greedy with the bots and be able to kill both units. Opponent doesn't fall for that. Now, Thresh is one away from leveling up. So all we need is just here, the Spirit Leash to level up the Thresh. And that's it, right? While also still having the Rattle Negation as a backup. Now, we do give him some board space, so opponent could still present a lot of damage. We had the Battle Fist and we had the bots. So we had the bots available to us, which is good. I don't mind the opponent attacking us here. Ironically, if the opponent attacks like this, he actually loses one of the fearsome blockers, letting Nasus attack more next turn. We have double Atrocity, we have Random Negation as a backup. The only problem with the bots right now is that he could get countered by his own Random Negation. I think opponent's just gonna try to do damage, right? Opponent's just gonna try to go for like, try to kill us, but they don't have any burns, so I'm not really scared for the damage that they do over here. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, but cool. You do your soothsayer thing and just gonna continue passing. Oh, look at that. He doesn't actually do anything. So what if we're supposed to level up this Nasus right here? I think my concern is gonna be the opponent can easily have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Opponent could easily have Quicksand, right? But I also feel like I should make this Nasus as big as possible, if I can. So I wonder if the Battle Feast is correct here. This also gets rid of the fearsome blocker, right? So we can do the Battle Feast here, which gets rid of a fearsome blocker. Advances our Nasus. Opponent's gonna go like this, which is completely fine with me, right? We can do this one right here. But we can just do this, honestly. Like, I'm trying to see if I actually want to attack with Nasus, like, at this moment. And honestly, I don't think I do. I think we can play it really, really slow. I mean, sorry, if I want to attack with Thresh at this moment. And I'm thinking that I don't. Unless we also do the Blighted Caretaker, but then that taps me out of any other response that we might do. So I think we just pass. I think we just pass and let the opponent just have one fearsome blocker left. While also we have value for everything else. Yeah, we burn a card, but I mean, it's not a big deal. Opponent doesn't have the board space. Opponent also needs one more landmark to be able to level up Seraph. So if they don't have a space for the last landmark, because they can't play Rockhopper, I guess they could play Unravel Earth and that would level up the Seraph. And he does have enough right now to be able to level up both champions. The bigger I can get this Nasus, the better it is for us. I want to make the Nasus so that even with Quicksand, we're still able to push the damage, right? Here we have enough for Rattle Negation. We can also put 2 Nasus in the field, to be honest. And that doesn't sound like a bad idea. We could also do that while still having protection of Rattle Negation. I think that's actually very clutch. So, opponent's in a tough spot because I'm not blocking any of the units, right? If they want to do this, this is fine. I guess what he's trying to do here is that he's gonna try to level up. He's gonna try to level up the Seraph. So he's gonna try to level up the Seraph. So he's gonna try to level up the Seraph here. We're gonna have 2 Nasuses in the field. Yeah. So he's gonna try to level up the Seraph right here. And then try to summon the second Seraph. Sorry, try to summon Seraph right now. He's gonna have both Seraph and a Seer. Unfortunately for the opponent, that's only gonna tag one of my other units, not really do anything else. What I need to do is be able to get value right now before the opponent is able to start obliterating my unit. So I need to get Nasus to 10, because now what's happening is that when Seraph gets in the field, the units are getting obliterated, not really counting, right? Here's the question though, are we doing the Rattle Negation right now, or are we doing it later? Opponent does a Rattle Arcane. I think I do it right now. I think I forced the opponent. To have it right now. Yeah, I think I do it like this. I think I force the opponent to have another Rattle Arcane right now. Okay. Or if he does this, that's okay too. We have a second Thresh, right, that we can summon. So we can summon a second Thresh. We have the Quicksand. Opponent still cannot summon both champions. So opponent's still gonna get hit by the Nasus Fearsome plus another Nasus here. We can even level up Nasus right here on the spot, while also killing one of the units. Opponent just committed a Rattle Negation. I guess they could have the stasis, which is the problem. He needs to summon the Walking Sands, right? Because otherwise we can just pull the Debao away. I'm just wondering if I wanna. We have one more Nasus in our deck, so we could get. What is it random or is it pull? Like, I think it's random, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to force the opponent to have to do another Rattle Arcane to be able to stop this. What I want to do is that I want to stop this right now. Quicksand is not enough to stop it. And this will give our Nasus spell shield right off the bat. So the opponent needs to have a second Rattle Negation or needs to have the stasis, the Hourglass. Opponent summons Seraph and he will obliterate the Butcher, but we still have enough for everything else. So opponent does the Stasis and does the Seraph. That will be exactly 6 mana, so opponent will not have enough for Quicksand. So opponent doesn't have enough mana to do Seraph, Quicksand, plus the Hourglass. So if they have all 3 of those cards in their hand, they have to choose which one. If they let Nasus level up right here, we just win the game. Because the second Nasus will get summoned as well, and we'll have spellshield of the Nasus to be able to do Atrocity next turn as well. As long as one of the Nasus is hit this turn, we're completely fine. And come on, opponent. Any day now. I think that's it, right? Yeah, I mean, again, he can do the Stasis. He's gonna do the Quicksand right now, so it's gonna prevent the Nasus from leveling up. We still get the Slay, so the Nasus is still gonna become at 11-13. While the Thresh becomes a 6-9, meaning that he can kill a lot of their units. He does the Seraph, so he gets to obliterate the other unit like we talk about. But then the Nasus still gets to level up here. Not only that, but I can actually force the opponent to block with Seraph here. So I can force the opponent to block with Seraph, because Seraph is his only fearsome blocker. So if they don't block with Seraph, he just loses the game. So what we can do, you kill this guy. So yeah, we just pull the Debao, and then the Nasus, he's gonna have to block with the Seraph, and the other Nasus is gonna hit through, and Nasus levels up anyways, and then next turn we just Atrocity and we win the game. So yeah, that's kind of how that turn would have gone, because the opponent didn't have enough mana to do both Quicksand, Seraph, and Hourglass. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Caitlyn Ezreal. Now, Caitlyn Ezreal is a little bit annoying for us because they have stuff like Scorched Earth, Flux, and of course, stuns, right? So it makes it really hard for us to really push any damage through. We're gonna keep the Thresh and have some Copium that eventually Thresh could potentially work out. Second Thresh is pretty good, so we'll see what we do right here. Yeah, we get to push 1 damage. Yay. Into the Wings and the Wave. And just be able to push a little more damage. This is obviously vulnerable to a Mystic Shot. We might wait until we have Thresh in the field to actually take advantage of the Wings and the Wave, plus the Butcher. There's just so many ways for the opponent to remove Thresh that I don't expect Thresh to really level up in this game. But I think I have to at least try, right? So I think I have to at least try that we potentially have a chance, and not just give up, right? We'll play the Winds of the Wave this turn just so that we're mana efficient. We'll play with the Prey because we do have some cards that require to be killed. We have Vengeance, which I think is actually worth it to do on the Caitlyn, because I think the Flash ones would have been really annoying, right? So if it was the Caitlyn, I wouldn't have minded doing that on the Caitlyn. So this can get punished by the fact that the opponent could have Static Shock, right? So Static Shock will punish the Winds and the Wave. Hey, opponent doesn't look like they have it, so I'm okay passing. It's a good draw. I think we just take the draw right now, to be honest. I just Vengeance this right now. Opponent's playing this now tells me that they really don't have anything else to play, right? So if they don't have anything else to play, I'm okay taking that. I think I'm just gonna, like I talk about, I think we're just gonna commit the Thresh. We're gonna commit the Thresh and, you know, have the opponent start removing our units after we have Thresh on the field. The problem is that we can never pull with Thresh because then Thresh will die to a flock. So I need to force the opponent to have 2 spells to kill the Thresh with. I need to have the opponent have 2 spells to kill the Thresh. They could also have Calling Strike, right? So Calling Strike becomes a problem. We'll go ahead and do the first here. This is already 1 out of 6. If opponent for some reason lets us do Butcher and Reaper and try to level this up, then technically we can get to 5 out of 6, and then we can level up Thresh next turn with Glimpse. We'll still level up Thresh next turn with Glimpse. Opponent will need to have double flock to really kill this, right? Otherwise, they're taking. So if they block, that takes us to 4 out of 6. So we can level up Thresh here. Oh well, next turn, I guess, unless the opponent has exactly double flock. They had the first one. Could have the Scorched Earth as a second option. But see, the opponent had to spend pretty much 3 cards to do this. Right? There's 2 ways we can do this. We can do the Bladed Caretaker, or we can do the Spirit Leash. And then when the opponent... So I like this. I like the Caretaker, because what happens with the Caretaker is that the opponent is forced to react right now, because this is gonna level up at the end of the turn. So opponent cannot just pass. Opponent has to commit something right now to stop Thresh from leveling. He does the Mystic. So if opponent has another Flock or a Scorched Earth, they're able to get through. I think we just do the Glimpse right now. So we do the Glimpse. This potentially levels up the Thresh. We can keep the Back Spear for later, I think, and we summon another Thresh next turn. If this levels up, the second Thresh will push the damage through. The risk with this is that technically... Yeah, so we level up Thresh. Okay, we lose the Thresh, which is fine, because we have another Thresh on the field. So now, I mean, we have another Thresh in our hand. So our goal there was to just level up Thresh. We lost the Glimpse value, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I think that's okay. I think that was a good place to do the Glimpse because we had the Sapling. Now, opponent does have 7 mana, which means that I feel a lot more scared about doing anything else. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to do Glimpse. So by doing the Glimpse first, this is going to force the opponent to do something here to stop this. And hopefully it taps him out of an answer for Thresh. Yeah, there you go. So he does the Static Shot. So now opponent is down to 4 mana, which means that they don't have the Tri-Beam, which means that we can summon Thresh, and we can get Nasus on the field. Oh wow. Opponent's down to 2 mana, so he doesn't even have mana for the sentry. So that glimpse was just there to bait the opponent into taking this into tapping out of mana. The only problem is that we have a baby Nasus, right? Like our Nasus is pretty darn small, I think. So baby Nasus is not really doing much at the moment. I guess actually a 7/7 is not bad. Not only that, but we're pushing 7 damage here. This is gonna die to another flock, unfortunately. I would love to do Spirit Leash on it before he dies. The problem is that we do have Flash Bombs. So if we do Spirit Leash, we're gonna get hit by the Flash Bombs, right? You know what? Let's do it like this. Opponent wants to attack potentially, right? But if they attack, they're gonna get punished by the Black Spear. So opponent's gonna get punished by... We have literally enough mana to do Fading Icon. Opponent also needs to be worried that I could have another Glimpse to actually block the Nasus with, the Farum with. It said that I'm never really gonna do that. The Flashbombs, we haven't hit it yet, so we're gonna hit it soon. Okay, opponent's just gonna go like this. So opponent probably has the Score Sheriff then, right? If opponent's doing that, it's because they have the Score Sheriff. They should never attack with Farum here, even if they're technically pushing 7 damage. Because if they attack with the Farum right there, all they're doing is just enabling our win condition, right? Okay. Unfortunately, Nasus is just too vulnerable. Like Nasus is gonna be way too vulnerable to freaking Scorched Earth right here. All we can do, and then the freaking Flash Bombs are also gonna kill some of our units, right? So all we can do is this, and then Black Spear, and just try to push a bunch of damage. Atrocity is huge. Yeah, so we lose one of our units here. We get a unit back. We can Black Spear to kill the Ezreal. This is gonna be a 10 HP, but it dies to a... Yeah, so we can do this. We can do this. Opponent has the Score Sheriff that we talked about, right? So opponent always has the Score Sheriff here. But fortunately for us, now we do have a pretty good attack. I mean, we are gonna push 6 damage. It's not a good attack per se, but it's decent. So we can push 6 damage here. And then we lose to a bunch of stuff. We push the 6 damage and we lose to the Farum attack next turn. Opponent should never go down to lower... Okay, wow. I guess he has a Mystic Shot. Or hasn't... Wow. Opponent's playing with fire. We don't have any Flash Bombs. Do I just put him on not having the response for this? Like... Wait. If opponent commits to Decimates here, I'm okay with this. So, we have 13 mana here. Opponent could have Mystic Shots here. I'm not afraid of the Decimate. Oh wow, okay, that's game, right? Because we have the Rite of Negation to back up anything. If the opponent commits this Decimate right here, we win the game. The problem is that we probably needed to summon the Winds and the Wave, right? I think it was kind of weird. Okay, yeah, we win the game, I think, regardless. We do this, and we have Rite of Negation backup. So we can actually negate both of the Decimate and whatever other spell the opponent summons. Opponent has no response, so we end up winning. All because the opponent decided to go to 4 last turn instead of going to 5. I mean, I'll take that, right? I'll take it. I think we were kind of outplaying him every now and then in the game. But it kind of feels a little bit dirty winning like that. But, you know, you take those games sometimes. My thought was that I probably needed to summon the Winds of the Wave just so that I have... Like, because I probably don't want to do it the next time, but yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against, Taliyah Ziggs. Honestly, I have no idea how this matchup goes. I actually no idea how this matchup goes at all. The Black Spear seems really good though to target a 6, no? So let's say that the opponent has 6. This is a good unit. Yeah, this is a good spell to kill the 6 with, right? Get to push 1 damage, that's nice. I wish I have... I need like my glimpse and stuff to trigger these Curse Keepers. Now we do have a lot of things that can kill my Curse Keepers, so we just have to wait. There you go. We get this, and we get to eat up. We get to eat up the vulnerable right here, anyways. So that's pretty nice. So we get to eat up the vulnerable for free. The thought is, are we supposed to block this now and not take that 3 damage? You know what? I think I am. I'm just gonna think. I think I'm gonna just take the Slay. I'm gonna just take the Slay right now and call it a day. Summon the second Curse Keeper. Just attack twice. I guess we could wait it for Unravel Earth to summon the second or another Rock Hopper. Yeah, because now what happens is that, you know, when we summon the Thresh, we'll have the rock. We'll have the vulnerable on it, which is kind of annoying. We could do the glimpse actually and eat up that, or we can just do this. This is pretty good too. This is fine. I don't think I can afford to take that much damage. I'm gonna do it like this. It sucks because we have Thresh in the field, right? So we have Thresh in our hand. So ideally we want to do this after we have Thresh already in the field. But I don't think it's actually smart to do it. I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna actually take that 5 damage and keep this unit back so that I can actually have that on the field when Thresh is also on the field. So now this way, any unit that dies to Thresh is just gonna any one of these units that he blocks with is just gonna be advancing our Thresh. Now the only problem here is that we don't want to attack with Thresh at all, because then that means that we lose to a Rite of Arcane. So we actually need to pull back on the Thresh and let Thresh stay there as it is. Opponent does Taliyah. Taliyah levels up. We are a little bit sad about that, right? So Taliyah gets to level up. Let's just push our damage. Let's push our damage here. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do the Battle Feast. I'm going to do the Battle Feast right now so that we kill this Rock Hopper. And at least have another blocker. This is going to put Thresh at 1 out of 6. We have fearsome blockers. We have Black Spear for the 6 until he levels up. Once he levels up, it's going to be annoying. We have Vengeance for Taliyah now. Although this gets punished by his Rite of Negation. He could just sacrifice his Spider, I guess, if he does like this. But then we're taking 4, so we go down to 11. Opponent could have... That's a Naturalist to be able to trigger like a lot of value here. But if he does that's a Naturalist, I guess he's still going to have 4 mana, so he's still going to have enough for Rite of Negation, which is the big problem. The Quicksand is good at protecting and stuff like Absolver. Is he going to try to go after Thresh twice? Is he going? I think he's going to commit both He might actually commit both Rite of Negations. In which case, I don't have a choice. Yeah, he has both. Yeah, in which case, I really don't have a choice, unfortunately. How are we doing the glimpse here? If we do the glimpse here, we're still down to Taliyah, so it doesn't make any sense. I think we just do this. Call it a day. At least get Taliyah out of the field. We have 1 blocker for the Restore Devour. Opponent just committed both Rite of Arcanes. We get to kill Taliyah. We can block the 2-1 and we can block one of these. Next one we can always glimpse to get another fearsome blocker and as well as get some draw. Fortunately, we're down to 10. It's a little bit bad, but we called it, right? The opponent had double Rite of Arcane. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good top deck. If I should say so myself. That's a pretty good top deck if I should say so myself. But anyway, they committed 2 Rite of Negation, so gotta do this now. Gonna do this now and make this a 9-9, and then that way we attack again and make it a 10-10. Second, oh my goodness. Okay, we can just do it now, right? This is gonna force a quicksand now, because if the opponent doesn't do the quicksand right now, then the Nasus is gonna level up. And if the opponent has quicksand, it doesn't really have a good blocker for it anyways. It needs to quicksand right now. So this is making it so the opponent has to quicksand at this moment. There you go. That's one quicksand down, which means that next time if the opponent doesn't open attack, we can do the siphoning strike and actually kill their Taliyah, while also still having quicksand mana open. The double Nasus is huge. So let's see what he does here. The quicksand is huge, because the quicksand means that we can actually... He didn't get the spell shield. He didn't get the spell shield, and he only got quick attack and faded. And I have the... Yeah, I think we just do this. I think we just do this. How scared am I of that arsenal? I don't think I'm scared of the arsenal at all. I think I'm more scared of the Taliyah. Opponent only has 2 cards, so there's a good chance I don't have enough landmarks. We have quicksands for the... We have quicksand for the arsenal. The Taliyah is presenting that 6 damage that I just don't like at all. We can Black Spear the Debao here, which is also gonna, you know, get rid of their damage. I guess we did... No, sorry. We cannot Black Spear the Debao because we haven't... Anything hasn't died. Nothing has died, I mean, sorry. Now, this is huge. Because now we can... Caretaker? Okay. Okay. I still like this. We can just kill the arsenal right here with the Black Spear, while also pushing quite a significant amount of damage. So we can actually kill... We can actually kill the arsenal with the Black Spear. We have quicksand available. We can do it before he does regenerate, because he only has 4, right? So we can actually kill it with the Black Spear before he can regenerate back up. We push a lot of damage, 9 damage here. Opponent decides that they want to keep all their units alive, which makes sense. And then we just kill this, while also having quicksand available for us. Opponent will have to commit their last card right here. Perfect. So that's huge, because it means that the opponent had to literally commit this at this time. Now the opponent probably thinking, oh, look at that, I got elusive, I'm about to win. But we have quicksand. So unless the opponent literally gets... Actually, the opponent has no way to trigger another landmark, right? Opponent has no way to trigger another landmark. We can also just threaten Atrocity. So we tapped the Atrocity, but whatever. We had the quicksand as well, so it wasn't a problem, right? We were never in any problem to actually be in the danger of dying because we had the quicksand. Funny that he tapped the second stun though, but yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Jayce Sentinel Control, which is a pretty good deck. I actually like this deck a lot. My problem here is that like the vengeance is nice against Jayce, but I think I want to have like my early blockers instead, like quick, like I want to have an early start. Like this is not a bad start. Oh wow. The question is, which one is better? Butcher or Caretaker? Caretaker is not going to be enough to kill this either, so I think it has to be the Curse Keeper. I think it has to be the Curse Keeper, right? I mean, sorry, has to be the Ravenous Butcher. So that we have fearsome blockers. Because if we do this, an opponent has like a Mystic Shot, they're able to just kill anyways, right? At least doing it this way, we get the Bakai Reaper value, while also getting 2 more blockers here. So even if the opponent actually gets the value here and has like a Mystic Shot, it's not the end of the world. The problem here that we need to be careful about is that the opponent has a Mystic Shot. They're actually if we attack with this, they're able to Mystic Shot this and then be able to block. So I think we just pass. Actually. Because if the opponent has a Mystic Shot, they're able to Mystic Shot the 4/2, and this becomes a 4 health unit, so he can block our other units for free. Okay, he does the Shock Blast. A little bit unfortunate. We still have fearsome blockers for both though. So I'm okay with that. as well as having the Thresh available. Oh, if the opponent does this, it's even better, because now we can just summon Thresh, right? Now we can just summon Thresh, and opponent, anytime that the opponent tries to kill one of our units, it's just benefiting our Thresh. So I'm very confused that the opponent did it this way. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and attack with both of my 3/2s. So if we attack with this right here, right? I think we should. I think we should attack and just get this value. The problem is that this makes me more vulnerable to something like a thermal, right? But this is losing 2 units, and now I'm at 2 out of 4. We still have a fearsome blocker here. We can do the Black Spear to kill the Sentinel. We call that a day. Or we can leave it alive and just kill the other Sentinel instead. It scares me, the fact that... Okay, again, this is fine. It sucks, we're going to take an additional 5 damage, but I think this is fine. Now this is a 4 out of 6. Opponent could have the thermal, which is annoying. Otherwise, they're going to just level up the Thresh. We can level up Thresh here. So we're going to do this first. So this puts Thresh at 5 out of 6, right? So now, Thresh is leveling up with the saplings at the end of the turn. Opponent's going to commit the Piercing Darkness. We're going to commit the Battle Freeze, and this is leveling up Thresh. And then next turn, we have another Thresh that we can play. It sucks that the Piercing Darkness is 5, right? Imagine if the Piercing Darkness was actually 4 or something. Like, we could have been in such a much better spot right here, unfortunately. Because now the opponent could still have access to, like, a Vengeance. Which means that our Thresh still gets to die. I think we have to, though, right? I guess we can pass. Yes, we can pass. Opponent can never tap, and opponent can never tap out of Vengeance. Wow, I guess opponent just doesn't care. I was gonna say opponent can never tap out of Vengeance, but opponent really just doesn't care. I think we just actually killed the Ferrous. Now the problem with this is that we are putting damage on our... You know what? Let's do it like this. Let's just actually pull the damage. Let's just actually pull the fearsome damage. I think it's better to just push the fearsome damage and not put damage on our Nasus. Because this is dealing 8, right? So if the opponent doesn't block, this is still an 8/8. Okay, it's gonna be a 9/9. Okay, well, we're still pushing all the way down to, like, you know, we're still pushing all the way down to 10. We just need Atrocity now, right? We just need Atrocity. Glimpse is pretty good. Glimpse saves us against a thermal. Opponent doesn't have enough to do Jayce plus a 6-cost spell. So opponent doesn't have enough for a 6-cost spell. You just pass, right? Opponent does have enough for Vengeance, though, which is the annoying part here. Vengeance is really, really annoying. I want to see what he got from this first, right? I want to commit the Glimpse on the Nasus, I think, at this point. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not really going to matter. Yeah, he's going to get a Vengeance, which means that he has another Vengeance coming up soon. We're going to have to do this and just hope that we get either another Nasus or potentially another Thresh, but this is not going to work. If the opponent has the Well, can I get big punish, right? If the opponent has a Well, then this is going to be a problem. So this is going to be 1, 2. This is adding 3 spaces, so this is just really filling up our board, right? So if we do this, it kind of ends up not being great. Like, we do it like this, we fill up our board space. If the opponent has the Well, we lose the game. Opponent could have, like... I mean, it's only really Well, right? It's only really Well that punishes us, I guess. Technically, there's quite a few other punishes. Definitely don't want to give him another develop, I don't think. Guess if we're gonna do it like this puts him at 2. And then we just need to get the Atrocity. Mystic Shot? Okay, so he gets the Mystic Shot, which means that he keeps his Sentinel alive. Gets the Jayce next turn and can just do the Jayce value. It's not in range of Atrocity, so it has to be top deck Nasus, so we lose the game. Man, that vengeance from the Arcade is just gonna finish the game there, huh? If he didn't pull the vengeance from that, then the Nautilus would have stayed alive. I mean, sorry, the Nasus would have stayed alive, right? Because the opponent now is just gonna be able to do whatever they want with the acceleration gate. So we need exactly 2 cards, and we know that the opponent's top decking another vengeance at some point because he saw it from the Arcade. So I don't think there's any way for us to win. Right? Because we know he's getting another vengeance soon. We know he's getting another vengeance soon because he saw it from the Arcades. And if he didn't see it before, he's gonna see it now. So we don't have enough blockers. He does the acceleration gate. We have the quicksand to survive a little bit longer. Is that really getting us anywhere though? Impact, fearsome, augment. Opponent even gets elusive here. So we can quicksand. It's a Sirturmund too, so he buffs. Okay, so we don't have any blockers. So does quicksand even save me now? Does quicksand even save me? So we block, we quicksand. That's not enough because the opponent still has 8. Yeah, that's not enough. Like, even if we did the quicksand on the Sentinel and that, it still wouldn't have been enough either. So, yeah. Oh, man, those vengeances kill us every time. So, yeah, GG's. So, in this matchup, we'll be going up against Pantheon Yuumi. This should be interesting, right? I mean, our Pantheon can technically get, like, really, really tall really quickly. I just to know how much that's going to actually matter. And I do wonder if Thresh actually ever has a chance of leveling up over here. Because Thresh is so vulnerable to like Consider Strike or anything else like that. So I'm actually wondering if I'm supposed to go more aggro. And I think I am. I think I'm supposed to go a little bit more aggro. And try to go for a lower curve and just try to go super wide so I can kill them early. Unfortunately, we ended up getting 2 cards that don't really help a lot with that. I might have taken the wrong approach in the mulligan. We'll see. We'll see if it pays off, right? I like the Fading Icon because it gives me like a blocker, right? It gives me a blocker so I don't take too much health early. Yeah, we get a Thresh back anyway, so maybe we'll get to, you know, still get rewarded by this. I think we'll just take the 3 attack right here. Opponent can go ahead and kill the prey. It doesn't matter. I haven't seen this card played around too much recently, but okay, this allows us to push quite a bit of damage. Wow. I'm okay with this. He should go after one of the Fading Icons then. No? Okay, he's gonna go after one of the Preys. Am I just going ahead and pushing all this damage now? Or am I going with the Spirit Leash? Oh, wow. If we just go ahead and push the damage. If we just go Smirk. This is 3, 6, 7, so the opponent's gonna be at 10. If they have another unit, then, you know, that go a little bit lower. We can also always put the Wind and the Waves to go even more damage. Wow. So... wow. This is 3, 6, 9, 11. I'm gonna do it like this. If opponent didn't play a unit right now, I'm gonna put them on not having any other units. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the big attack instead of being scared. Okay, so he ended up getting the unit. That's fine. So he's gonna end up losing that unit for free. We still push 9 damage, and we get rid of a unit, right? Regardless. So we still push the 9 damage. Get rid of the unit. This is a big problem for us, right? Okay, the glimpse is really nice. I mean, it does suck because we're gonna lose it to the Overwhelm. If the opponent passes here, are we ever passing back? I don't think we are. I think we're just going to do the glimpse. I think we're just going to do the glimpse at this point. No reason not to. And then we'll summon the Thresh and pull this girl and just go like that. We are taking the full 7 damage, right? Because the opponent has Overwhelm on their Broadwind, but I think that's fine. We're gonna 7 is not any different than 6. We can do Thresh and we can do the Curse Keeper next turn and force the opponent to have all that value. I mean, cool. You're gonna kill Thresh, and I'm okay with this. You're still down to 6 mana next turn, right? Can we go wide enough, I guess? That's the question before we die. Because here, the opponent's going to get value from the Broadwind, kills the Thresh. We go down to 11. We only have 2 attackers. With the Curse Keeper, we can get... With the Curse Keeper... Oh, that's huge. That's huge. That's game winning right here. Because this was only going to give me 2 more attackers. This is going to give me a full board of attackers. So now we're able to pull both blockers and we're actually presenting lethal right away here. Opponent goes for the Pantheon. That's cool. Let's go ahead and do it like this. This reduces the value here. I guess because this is pushing 7. Opponent's always going to have to block this one, right? So it's actually reducing the damage of the Broadwind if I let him block this one right here instead of us doing it the other way. Because he always has to block this card. Yeah, exactly. So this is actually going to end up dealing more damage to the Broadwind than if I pull the other way. Opponent's going to be down to 1 HP. And we have 2 Atrocities to play around with. So opponent gets to attack for 6 health next turn. The Pantheon is not going to level just yet. Okay, the Pantheon is going to level up this turn. So now the question is, does the opponent get the Concerted Strike or the single combat to finish up the game? Or can we get it before? Or can we get the Atrocity through? I don't think opponent has single combat, because I feel like if they had the single combat, they would have done it this turn. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. I feel like if they had single combat, they would have already done it. So it's going to have to just be Concerted Strike that we have to worry about. And if he attacks like this, I'm just going to press OK. Yeah. Cool. I should probably do... Honestly, I should probably do the first Atrocity right now. I don't know why I didn't do it. There you go. So, okay. So, if the opponent... So he tapped out a Concerted. So, the only answer now that the opponent has is going to be single combat. And if they don't have it, they don't have it. If they don't have it, they don't have it. Nope. Guiding Touch is not enough unless you have a second Guiding Touch. And they don't have it. And there you go. That's why I let him tap out a Concerted, because I think the opponent showed us last turn that they didn't have single combat. Otherwise, he would have done it when we attacked. So the only disruption I had to worry about was going to be Concerted Strike. And once he tapped out of the 5, it made it so it was easy for us to do it. So yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. Again, it hasn't really been my favorite deck, even back when it was meta. So I wouldn't call myself the best person at playing this deck. So I hope that I was able to kind of showcase how the deck works and how to think about the different plays that you can do. I'm sure there were a couple misplays that I did here and there, and that's some plays that people probably didn't agree with me about, but it is what it is. In terms of mulligan, I think you want to start off by having like an early curve, right? So stuff like Baccarat Reaper, Curse Keeper, if you have a Butcher or a Blighted Caretaker, are really good because it will allow you to just be able to push a lot of damage early on. To start setting up for later on for the big Atrocity play. So it ends up being really, really fun if you can do that. Now, a card that I don't have in this deck that I'm thinking that I actually will rather add is Merciless Hunter. So I find myself sometimes with triple K taking a little bit too much, triple Winston the Wavering a little bit too much. So if I was to go back and make an adjustment before I made this video, it would be to actually play Merciless Hunter, because he allows you to get some really nice trades as well as being able to get like the fearsome blockers vulnerable and be able to kill them with like units that don't really matter. So I would recommend making this change as well. Aside from that, though, again, just keep your Fading Icon, your Curse Keeper, and your Baccarat Reaper, and your Butchers, and just try to push for an early aggressive plan, and then get as many early slays as possible so that when your Nasus comes down in your field, he's already going to be like a 7/7, 8/8, or higher, and become really difficult for the opponent to deal with. But all right, If you like the content, remember to like the video below. You can also subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund, where we stream 3 to 4 times a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.